Only because of Chrono. Well,
I think you're just being too generous. I'm gonna say once. Okay.
Is the question how many heroes is he going to hit, or how many times is he going to use it?
How many times is he going to use it on a hero?
Yeah, I think 2. Raw defensively. Oh, Epicenter's coming in with a blink. No, it's cancelled. So Funnick has to focus onto the ET instead. The snowball looks good to stop this fight from progressing any further. But the 4-man Chrono. Aggressive charge there with Rebel from the outside trying to spill with the side blades. The Boars proving to work again.
On Ch.精. He was already hitting hard.
Yeah. And we saw Midbone get pretty farmed on the Arc 1 last game. You know, Ch.精sort of, seen it as a challenge to try and outdo it.
Oh, the shards.
Boom. He's got the BKB ready to pop if he feels threatened, and he is going to use it. N0tail holds him back though through the BKB with the overgrowth. Global Silence comes out. Shad trying to commit onto N0tail. Then we will get the kill, but now with the silence and the control, Shad's in trouble. Does still manage to get the time-lapse off in time, but he's going to fall so low.
Mid one. This void with no Mask of Madness, so that means no sustain.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, they're even scanning Roshan, maybe expecting them to be heading in there. There's no medallion or anything either from Alliance. We are seeing Velior now on Extremum, about 1,000 away from Spirit Vessel. You mentioned the Ags on the Snapfire. Vlad's nearly done for G on the Vengeful Spirit. So a lot of these, Solar Crest on Kunkka, a lot of these kind of steroid items buffing up the Medusa, they are nearly ready. So there's going to be a spot.
These are 3 kills plus a denied tower, and it's also a sinking blink reveal. Man, these 2 wards from G actually won them that fight. So 4k gold lead for Extreme. They're gonna take the mid tower. I don't think Alliance can make a counterplay. There's a lot of TPs coming out, but a bit too late.
In comes Limp, Remnant forward. They want the CK, the Magnus RP, it whips completely. Heals up into the air on the Ember Spirit, and the Light Strike Array will connect. The RP stolen. Hanskin grabs one. The streak is taken as Nefrin's.
Look at it, never heals. All right. Hey, they sort of backed off on him because they were scared to cry.
Yeah,
so didn't see that.
He had the full urn running on him during the entire ulti. And it's mostly magic, so he did just put himself 2 heals.
They do still have a curse. Now, Iron Man's still hiding around the trees looking for the setup, but Cry and DNZ, they're playing it careful. They're not going to be caught out by this. They'll make sure they don't get jumped upon.
Yeah. GH also did get himself a false promise stolen out of that, though, so it's a pretty big steal. Definitely changed things a lot. It might be aware this is happening. Yeah, they're drawing some lines in there.
Yeah, you're right. Misery's he's scribbled it entirely on the map. He knows that they're sitting here behind this tower.
Misha hits level 6, guard down. He's spotting them now.
Yeah, his combo with the Bonds and the Veil will do a lot. Yeah, that's as we expect. 5 men. They just continue to play it safe.
They see them now,
if they can set something up themselves. Yeah.
Charges
up. You mentioned the 2 Ring of Regions for any kind of harassment, and this is exactly what I talked about. If Extremum wants to win this game, they need to give Void Spirit a good lane. They need to get him a good start, and this is exactly what happened. He had the first blood. He's also level 3, and Windranger will get level 3 after the pull.
Yeah, having a great start. Got his urn queued up. 800 gold saved in the bank as well. As Pylai die.
Goes out again. Keep playing same game plan, and they're keeping that farm consistent. They keep growing the farm. Losing in experience by a little bit, but that one's not so relevant right now.
Radiant's top tower
Trying to find a second move already here. Looking to strike whilst mind control's down. All ults ready to go. Stampede to close the gap. They're trying to go. We are. Oh, he's AFK. He's AFK.
Brooch. These are some really nice items. I want to see who's holding on to that faded brooch on their side. Oh, they found Iron Talent. Like, these are some really, really good. Lina holding it for now. I think you can give that to Slaughter, get some extra attack speed. I'm sorry, extra move speed. And the mana pool. This is something that Slaughter definitely needs.
Yeah, it works great on him. Queen of Pain clearing out some of the stacks.
Because their team is the one who's relying on cooldowns.
Yeah, that gives them plenty of time to reset now. CK shoving out waves with his illusions. Will actually scout out Nyx and maybe Funnick, who's TPing to that top outpost. Courier from Lil inside the Roche pit, scouting out for when the big man spawns as well. So Hellraiser's here, they can play into their lanes as they It's been a while. I mean, you remember the old days of Nature's Prophet, jungling, rushing Dagon 5. Just, you know, spamming nulls, buying Dagons, it's fine. We need more of that. Viking coming back to defend Outpost.
Yeah, did not see Nature's Prophet in jungle going for Dagon for quite some time. My friend was a specialist in that regard.
Well, it's because
Just beat on everybody else.
Dire are scanning.
Has to just be simultaneous jumps from them. It's just there's so many scary things. It's just this threat of the black hole is always going to be there
Radiant's
still
bottom
too.
tower is under attack.
Keeping
Radiant's
the
bottom
gold
tower
steady
has
here,
fallen.
around 8,000. Does mean now all ults are available for both sides. Charlie's just rating Supreme 5-0-10. He's just like Q I was saying on panel.
Yeah.
Cool as a cucumber.
Charlie Lifestealer. I mean, and you've got to look back at how the position that this game was in, and just really give credit to NIP, the way that they've managed to, just for a second time, crush this pretty sizable lead that 5 men were building up against them. There's a second time in the series, back to back, where NIP they've just said, we don't care about your lanes, we don't care about your early game. You're gonna make them.
Bullshit. They're still chasing. Axe trying to find a good angle.
who can they find? G's on the front lines, the RP onto Void,
There's
and in
the
comes the
call.
call. Misery's there with the boat on top. They won't be able to take anyone down as they do allow Nefrit to get a double kill. Now Jibe's in trouble. Can I kill him through the BKB TP? It's a triple! Drow Ranger slaughters 5 men as it looked like a pretty good initiation.
It did, but
Radiant's
Valor,
middle tower is
instant
under attack.
lockdown on Faceless Void before.
Firm grasp, firm control as this tower is dead.
6.5 minutes in.
Oh, LeBron with the haste.
Oh,
He's going for
he's
it.
I remember the
Oh.
Dukes. Oh, but LeBron got him. There we go. LeBron able to get a kill on the board for tempo. Able to find something. I mean, they need it. I mean, so far
Top.
what they. Whoa. All right, a second one here. Mitch and Kryla able to team up onto Miracle, chase him down.
Noob, is he gonna find GH? The level 4 Ember versus. Again, while Supreme's gonna be able to fill up and just make moves around. So at Sir Chessie, you see he was like even in last hits, but the gold actually showed differently. He was like 200 to 300 behind the Void Spirit even before he died. Bottom pie.
5 minutes or so. Tiny Witch Doctor, Doom, and Bloodseeker as the kind of 4-man maneuvering squad as the Light Strike Array from Aramis does come in, but Bounty Rune grabbed by Lil. Shadow Fiend trying to get the takedown onto Witch Doctor. One raise will finish him off, and Boom will thankfully grab that kill and the Bounty Rune to fall back on. Oh, Lil. Hit by the Light Strike Array. He was thinking about sniping the second bounty, but good placement by Aramis.
Fires in the qualifiers. We see it as position 4 or 5, sometimes even position 3. It was a first pick Clockwork. I don't think Clockwork's gonna have a good game considering the heroes he's playing against the Timbersaw. Faceless Void can just time walk. Earth Spirit kick him out. Rubik with telekinesis, so it doesn't seem like a dream Clockwork game.
It really doesn't. And Bloodseeker is Medusa down bottom tier 1 because Hanskin has dragged that wave back. It's following the algorithm, man. Extremum wins laning stage, and then mid-game comes, they lose one team fight, then they win another, they get Roshan, then they start losing again. I think 5 men have got this.
Radiant are scanning.
Just have to keep worrying about that Chronosphere from Ace. Whichever way it goes. It's going to win or lose them the game.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Not only tier
To even get out with his life because the raindrop actually saved him because he had 2 stacks of Shadow Poison as the rum was wearing off. Kuman does live though. That's a nice thing, but doesn't get a whole lot out of it as he's still level 4.5 and still just has to sit in the jungle.
No, he's going to have to leave this lane for
Radiant's bottom tower
what
is
sort of
under
supports
attack.
to try and soak up some XP.
Oof, I'm a bit worried how this game is developing for Hellraiser. This is not a greatest timing for Radiance. It's still gonna be like a 14-minute mark.
does feel a little slow as we see the replay back. Hellraiser's trying to play that bottom edge of the map, pressuring tier 2. But Viking catch them with the wraparound. And now straight from that bottom side in towards mid again. Viking want to continue applying
Back. So it looks like they were just starting flexing themselves as that try. And did they get themselves a beneficial rune? Just 2 for 2, so. All right, and I guess the other thing that I'm wondering if they wanted to have double range top is the other reason that I was thinking about for the Slardar mid. Rather than having Slardar versus a Witch Doctor, where Witch Doctor is one of those like king heroes at lane. Even though Slardar is good versus most melee heroes, the Witch Doctor changes things. Maybe they just wanted to have double range to shut down Lifestealer.
It's V-Tune cleaning up. That fight is pretty much given. So already that first way to play against these hard silences like that of the Death Prophets.
That was weird how it all kicked off too, right? Like they're like 100 gold from the blink on general. It's not bounty rune spawning or anything. They just really wanted to press in and make a fight happen, I guess, because there was no spell. One of the spells wasn't up. Not too sure. It's interesting.
I just straight up get something more done with this, because if they don't, you just can't help but feel that even though they brought back and get those kills, it's still them continuing to slip further and further behind.
And they just lost a ton of map control because of that, they get these aggressive wards down now for NIP, and like you said, double buybacks, and look where your lane positioning is. Look how they just immediately when they buy back and at the fight ends, they just go straight to side lanes. They know they have to push these lanes out as far as possible because of where they had to take that fight. Not a great position for them there. And they actually can get caught out on the ship.
Closer to this gap, and this is going to be the Aegis, and cheese for them. Wants to take the Aegis, and Seb, he'll hold the cheese, ready to run straight into the center of these fights.
Bottom, they're showing the Magnus. He's got the Silver Edge. They have a Dust on Saksa. He's running over.
See, Rebel, can you juke this out? The Dust has found him. He's got the BKB and the Skewer, but no TP. Is he going to get... Roshan goes the way of Secret Matsu with the Aegis on top of that Radiance. This Spectre,
Problems.
A huge nightmare already.
Haven't killed him yet. He's very tanky with 1800 HP and an Essence Ring. And a Pugna more than likely going to life drain him if he ever gets in a tough scenario. This is looking real rough on. And, we're talking about the Mag with this early Blink Dagger. He hasn't gotten to be able to find, like, any...
Lil definitely has that drive to be a top-tier competitive player, that's for sure. So lanes all being set up now as this game one well underway. Funnick and Lil up at top with the Slardar Lina. Tons of stuns there up against the Void and Io of Shad and Celery. So it's kind of stuns and aggression against a bit of regen and trading with Time Walk and Tether. In towards that mid lane, Queen of Pain against Pugna as Boom takes on Xani. How do you feel this lane should go? Because I don't often see this kind of matchup. So they're going to force Viking back to defend. Rubik mid might get jumped by Shad. Looks like nah. Jumps away. A very nice little play from HR. Making sure Viking back away from the top take and doing a little bit of chip damage to bottom barracks, even though it will regenerate as the melee barracks does.
Be good in any way.
Yeah, but I mean, because that's the thing then, if that's sort of the ideology you want to get behind, is AA really the support that's going to do it for you?
No, not so much.
Because
sure, he does have the enable of the Magnus in the later stages, but I feel like you want to be ahead as a Jug always in a game.
Carlos, he's got to be careful. Whoa, very lucky that those shards. And around the pit again, Fada looking to turn this 7 into an 8. That's Boxy. He's not gonna commit. Not gonna chase the Enchantress any further than he needs to.
Yeah, Liquid's just getting all the time to farm these pretty nice items. Like, sure, the Sven, he's the way to deal with that CK, but they're just getting a lot on all 3 corners. It's just the Sven farming on one side. Yeah, Visage and Invoker are getting a little bit here, but not as much as the side of Liquid. And like we said, they have this X factor where this Phoenix always comes into play, where it's this humongous...
MKB ready to go against the Butterfly of the Drought.
They're getting the whole map. They're just farming everything, and 5 man's farming nothing. They can't go outside. They have to just watch these waves get pushed in and then farm them. But yeah, they're not acquiring much of anything. They've actually just been on the same items, everybody, since that big turnaround.
Yeah.
Like last 12, 14 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It feels like everybody's just been stuck. Ace has gotten the butterfly, and Misery has finished. He had MKB for a while now, but he's gotten like 3,000.
I'll take that.
And that was EXTREMUM trying to make that first step. They were the ones making the moves, getting punished for it. While G, he's looped around for bounty runes. Gets the wisps out, but that's the Orchid reveal on Jibe now. And a lot of damage from that Zeus, annihilating G's poor little Enchantress.
I like the aggression from 5 men. They finally are using their heroes correctly. What I like about EXTREMUM, though, is that they're laning.
Well-rounded. They have better ways to actually team fight this time around. This is just the way that their heroes naturally work. And it's a last big PL into very little counters. This looks like a phenomenal PL game. And I don't think I say that very often. Not a big fan of the hero right now.
Not about that hero. Yeah, absolutely not. But, I mean, all in all, definitely a stronger ends the draft, without a doubt, from Nigma in comparison to what they tried to bring out in Game 1.
And
Over on the side.
I don't think you can go on Slardar because he has also a BKB and is very tanky, but one of these 3 intelligence heroes, he should be able to blow them up.
Witch Doctor does have a couple of sentries and vision. And his Philosopher's Stone in his backpack, holding onto the craggy coat, expecting things to kick off any time now. As Toby, moving up the high ground, spots the Slardar, who gets jumped on by the Queen of Pain, but Boom doesn't want to go wild for it.
For the Roche to spawn, and then they just go for Roche, and it's, it's all forced on NIP. NIP has to try to fight around that Roche, which they do have decent ways to do it with like Hawk with the egg, but there's also so many ways that 5-man has to just take that egg out of the fight.
Yeah, they have got single target NIP, but no real sort of big AoE stun to really complement the Egg of Error. It's just not there. You're able to sort of catch a hero in the space to take down the tier 1 tower. It's just at the moment, it seems, is with the full lineup, Liquid able to get away with just brute forcing these objectives, and Mud Golem's not quite having the team fight ready to go to tackle them head on.
Radiant are scanning.
That egg is always going to be a big issue in this game, I feel. They have the tools to kill it, with that Lina, with that Great Chill and everything, and people who can actually focus fire it, but I really do feel like it's going to cause so many problems because they don't have that big team fight to kind of match it at all. And he's got
just a little bit of a jack of all trades build here from them.
Absolutely. I mean, it works though, right? Like he's got he just switched out. He had the Grove Bow, but he had Grove Bow with the attack range too. He had like crazy attack range in the back lines if he has a good front line. Horning here trying to push out bottom. Man, he's just so underfarmed on this Ember. Every time I click on him, I'm like, damn. He's just got the 2 items still.
Yeah, and as we've seen that.
Rush's great 2-man hit, and the Storm Spirit's in a lot of trouble. They turn around on a Funnick as the Doom arrives, the long run into this Radiant Triangle, while No Fear is being shredded here. Under the tier 2, Ducalis with a final impetus shot will clear him up, but Lina, the 3rd hero to come in with Nyx with a PA also arriving. It's a bloodbath. Every hero outside of the Sven has come to fight in this Radiant Triangle. Light Striker A won't be saving the Lina today, as a 4-hero destruction from Windstrike. They lose 2.
Radiant.
We'll see if they can get it working for themselves, as that second Roshan of the game gives Hellraisers a second wind. 13-19. It's been pretty close so far, but the net worth lead in the hands of the dire side. I think Lina probably one of the primary reasons for this. 9,000 net worth on your position 4 with 4 Staff, Yules, and Ghost Scepter. So she's going to be able to keep spamming out all of her spells.
Ready for that skewer, ready for that RP.
Oh no, Yotaro. Okay, they ran into collapse instead. I think they saw the Arc Warden for a second there, but they're not going to go for him. They get the Tombstone. They see him, though. The Tombstone got vision. Meanwhile, Mio.
People are just dying.
Yotaro. He's trying. He's out. And Yapsor misses.
Yeah, didn't quite have the...
Feel like you lack a bit of damage, you can try to get like a Crystallis at this point.
Just anything, something. double damage rune for Limp as he will look to connect with the rest of his team as the three-pronged attack on the Radiant base begins. Every lane shoved in towards these ramps, and high ground about to be broken. Drow Ranger keeping vision as they do. Inkswell, Blink Skewer back. Drow Ranger is going to try and